All right, well, this is one of the more recent releases from Baron Sun. They announced it at SHOT Show this year, I think, and I have been extremely excited ever since they announced it. This isn't the one that I really wanted, but it's the one that's available right now. And this is the yellow Delrin one, and it is very yellow. It's not like Case's pale yellow that's almost like a white. This is very yellow. So if you're a big fan of yellow, this might be the knife for you. I'm not a huge fan of synthetic plastic, Delrin, any of that kind of stuff. Handle materials on pocket knives. I understand it's something that's been used for a long time and everything. I just always prefer bone or stag or, I mean, acrylic's cool because you can make it really fancy and stuff. So I do like acrylic, um, and I like micarta. But just like plain single color, especially yellow Delrin, I'm not a huge fan of. That being said, this yellow Delrin one released before the bone one that I want. Um, I believe right now there's a few different models that are going to come out of these. There's this one, the yellow Delrin one, which right this moment is on sale at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I don't know if it'll still be by the time this video comes out, but right now it's on sale for like $32 on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I paid 42 for it, so I was a little upset about that. I went and looked a day later after I bought mine, and I was like, "Oh, it's $10 cheaper now." So that is what it is. Oh well. Um, but yeah, so I don't know if it'll still be on sale when this video comes out, but you can get this knife for around $40, certainly less than 50, and I think it's certainly worth that. But I'm excited for whenever they release the bone handled one because that's the one that I really want. I think there's also a walnut handled one maybe coming out, and those are the three as of right now that I know about that are coming out in carbon steel, and then they're gonna do I think another wooden one in stainless, and then or maybe it's white bone. I think it might be white bone in stainless, and then a stag in stainless. And then they're also doing like a more modern Barlow that's like held together with screws and stuff, but it'll be like the same size and everything as this. I'm not as interested in those, but I'm very excited for when the bone one comes out after I've seen what this one is. But that's enough talking about that kind of stuff. So I'll just get into the knife here. Very first off, box here, Baron Sun. These are made in Jacksonville, Alabama, USA made pocket knife. This one didn't come with the normal black pouch that Baron Sun knives normally come with. Came with a little, this is like a warranty thing or something. Um, and it came wrapped in the brown paper that all of the Baron Sun knives come wrapped in. But this is the knife. It has a shield. Most people will tell you that Barlows shouldn't have shields. And for the most part, I agree with that. I wish they would stamp something on the bolster and get rid of the shield. That being said, this is the shield that they use on like all of their carbon pocket knives, the carbon fourth generation little shield there round. Um, like I said, it's very yellow, but this knife is extremely well put together. This example, I don't know what the other examples will be like. It's possible that I just got like a perfect one, but it is, I mean, there are no gaps. It looks like pretty much almost looks like a solid piece of metal. You can kind of see the difference between the liners and the back spring there and the bolsters, but there is not gaps. So I'm thrilled to see that. Blade centering is pretty much right in the middle, which is cool. It's maybe slightly off to one side, but not a huge deal or anything. Certainly way far away from scraping a liner. The action is pretty good. It's not like the best action ever. Has a good half stop. The action openings perhaps a little light, and then closing might be a little lazy, but it does both snap open and snap closed. The close is definitely a little lazy. Um, that may get a little bit better as you open and close it. The blades on these is 1095 carbon steel, I believe. The interesting thing, I think they've just started doing this. The Carbon Steel USA thing here is like a laser etch, but their Baron Sun logo is still a stamp. So I don't know if they're going to be starting to go towards the laser etching thing like Case has, but that's the situation on this knife. It's got like a long pull. It's got this swedge on the end of the knife here. I think you can kind of tell that it seems like Baron Sun's trying to shoot for some of the more high quality brands here recently. I mean, they're making the Queen knives, or at least some of the Queen knives for Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And then they go and release something like this, which I mean, it seems really well made. At least this specific example that I have here. And, they really did some swedging and made this look like a really nice knife. Um, so I think they're trying to maybe compete with some of the higher end knife brands. And that would be really cool. I would love to see another American knife maker, uh, be putting out really good products. This one, at least, is very good. I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it for the 42 or $41, whatever I ended up spending on it. I'm very happy with it. This is a bigger Barlow than traditional. Traditional Barlows, I think about 3.5 inches. It's a 4 inch Barlow, 4 inches closed. The blade's right about 3 inches with like a cutting edge of like 2 and 3/4 inches, something like that. So bigger than a normal Barlow for sure. Really good looking as far as the blade goes. I like the swedges and everything. Their grinding on the blade could use a little bit of work. I don't know if I'm able to show it, but there's some like marks on the blade here where like the grinding is not quite even. Like there's some little like um, divots in like this part of the blade here, like this grind here. Not the like actual edge grind, but like this part here. There's some. I don't know if I'm able to show it. Let me see if I can get it wiped off good enough to maybe show it. So look at the light as I pass it over this part. Okay, I don't know if it's showing that or not, but it's a little bit like not quite perfect. That being said, it won't really affect anything. There's just some little like inconsistencies in that part of the blade there. Not a huge deal, just something I've noticed. But other than that, this knife looks really good. It's got a pretty good polish on it and everything. I really like the swedge. I like the shape of this sheepsfoot blade. It's very almost kind of reminiscent of like the Blade Forums 86 that was done a few years ago that I see pictures of all the time. The blade almost kind of reminds me of that. And this knife probably is about the size of an 86, or I think it's probably bigger than a 77. I don't have either one to compare it to because I didn't think about that. But overall, pretty good size pocket knife, more than big enough to fit in your hands and everything. Um, the action's a little bit less than I would like it to be, but certainly not like unusable or anything. But but yeah, I'm really happy with it for the money that I spent. I'm really excited, especially after seeing this knife. I'm really excited for the other models to come out because I really want that. I don't know if it's the jig bone or the stag bone thing that they do, but some sort of bone handle and carbon steel. I'm really excited for that one because bone handles are kind of my thing. I may even pick up one of the stainless ones in stag just because. I mean, why not? I wish they would have done a stag one with carbon steel, and maybe they will in the future. I'd love to see this in some like ebony wood or something, but usually Baron Sun uses what they call walnut on their carbon steel pocket knives, and it's like it kind of looks like a laminated wood, and it's like super high polished, like it's got some sort of like gloss finish on it almost. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I really would like to just have a regular like ebony. handled knife, or if you're going to use walnut, just use walnut and don't put like the weird lacquer coating on it or whatever they do. Um, but yeah, I mean, if this is a sign of things to come for Bear and Son, I'm really excited to see how they progress in the next few years, because this is a great stepping stone. Um, I should have brought down a regular Bear and Son Barlow. I wasn't thinking um, about it apparently, but I really like this knife. Other than the extremely yellow handles, what I'll probably end up doing, well, there's a few different things I could do. I could try to dye these with some Rit dye and just dye them like, I don't know, purple or like a dark green maybe, or even just black, or just some other color that would be nicer than this yellow. I could do some like scrimshaw type stuff on the back side of the handle here. I've thought about doing that. Or I may just leave it the way it is. I haven't really decided yet, but I do have options since I'm not a huge fan of just the straight up yellow handle. Some people really like a yellow handle because it reminds them of, maybe their father's knife or something. Maybe he was just had the real basic, yellow handled case, whatever, and you really like yellow handles. But some of these brands use a extremely bright yellow color, which Case doesn't. Theirs is a really pale yellow. And again, I should have brought down another knife to compare it to, but I wasn't thinking. So well. But I could dye this. I could do some sort of scrimshaw on it, um, or I may just leave it the way it is. I don't know. I am planning on carrying this at least a little bit, and I'm really excited for the bone one to come out. I'm hoping it comes out soon. I don't know why they wouldn't release them at the same time, but this one was the only one available on Smoky Mountain Knife Works as of right now, which is April 8th. So, as of April 8th, the eclipse was today, by the way. I live in kind of central to eastern central and like south Pennsylvania. I live near Gettysburg, if you guys know what Gettysburg is. I assume all of you probably do. Um, and the eclipse was not 100% here, but it was still really cool looking up. My girlfriend had like a folded over piece of window tint that we were using to look at it because we didn't buy eclipse glasses because why would we? So we're sitting out back on the steps holding up this folded piece of tint over our eyes looking at it. And it was pretty cool because, the sun got to a point where it looked a little bit like a crescent moon shape, and that was really neat. Um, but so that was cool, and I got to experience that for the first time ever. I can only imagine what full totality of the eclipse would look like. I imagine that'd be pretty scary if you didn't know what it was. Um, but yeah, so today, April 8th, the only one that's available on Smoky Mountain Knife Works is this yellow Delrin one. But I'm hoping the bone ones will become available soon. I'm really looking forward to them, and I'm super excited to get one of those. Because if that's put together anywhere near as well as this one, I think it'll become a favorite of mine. But anyway, that is the Baron Sun. I think they call it the 4-inch Barlow in Yellow Delrin. Uh, and this one's put together extremely well, and I'm very happy with it. But that'll be it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a good day.